I'll play it again later. I wanted to move us on, man, because we got guests happening. And I wanted him, our next guest, to hear this track that we just checked out by Chromac, which was Touch the Sky, featuring Brock Hewitt and Dana Swarbrick. And Dre Pao, what'd you think of that one, man?
Wow, man. You know what? It's funny that I just recently, over the last few months, met Brock Hewitt.
Yeah.
And he's a super talented dude, and we were bumping the song. It's really good. I actually just bought it on iTunes, like, honest to God.
That's great, eh? Modern music, man. I love the fact that you can hear a track and then own it before the track is finished playing, which is basically what happened to you just now. So
they had me at like 15 seconds, and I think, for a pop tune like that, like that's the whole point. And
exactly.
They did it well.
Yeah, well, you got yourself a single happening right now. We're going to check that out today. Congratulations on your debut single.
Thanks, man. I could not be happier, to be honest. Everything's going super well.
Well, now let's talk about that, because it's not your debut song, obviously.
No, it's not the first song I've put out. Doing the cover thing, and I always added the original aspect, because I would remix the songs, add my own lyrics and melodies to existing songs. But it was just you get that feeling that it's time to put the full version of you out, and it just happened, and I'm happy it did.
Was the timing just right for you, or what led to it happening now?
You know what? I've written hundreds of songs, and it was everything that was going on in my life and just, ups and downs that created this song. Mm-hmm. And then when it just came about, I was like, I actually think this is the one. It's like when people are like, when you fall in love, you just know. This was one of those moments where you're like, you just know.
Talk us through how you put the song together. So you wrote this song. Was it really recently, or was it in the last several months? Or
you know what? I wrote the chorus. I just remember because it was Super Bowl Sunday, and I was in a rush, and I had to be at my friend's house. I was in Guelph, and this melody came to me, and I had like 10 minutes to put it together. So I wrote it down, and it's for the very first time. Usually I get the melody and I play around with the lyrics later on. Mm-hmm. But it was one of the first times where I had like 90% of the lyrics in that 10 minutes in the melody. And so I wrote down that chorus and then built on it a couple days later. But yeah, Super Bowl Sunday.
Nice. So I love that there was an event that day, so you can remember for sure when that went down. So
yeah.
Well, now listening to the track, it sounds like stuff you've done too. There's elements of the flavors that are still intact. This is your own piece, and it's your own writing, and it's got your own stamp. But there's still like people who have listened to your remixes and your cover songs, I think, are going to dig it too, because there is still that sort of Spanish vibe happening in there, and the vocal style obviously is you, so it's going to be the same. Sung in English though.
Yeah,
that's something you haven't done for a little while.
You know what? I'm definitely a better English writer. Yeah. And I wouldn't say that I'm a fully Spanish speaking person. I have a lot to learn, but it was, I wanted to make that debut single represent who I am and represent the country, because I think big when I make a song. So I wanted to incorporate all the different elements of Canada, bring the different cultures. I have a rap, the rap feature on it, the Latin vibe. I'm super inspired by writing like the Beatles and Oasis, so I tried to bring that aspect into it. And just hopefully created something that people connect with.
For sure. Now, where'd you record it?
It was recorded at Hive Studios in Hamilton.
Nice. Okay.
Super talented dudes.
Yeah, absolutely. And where did you find Ill Vibe's your MC on this, right?
Yeah, Ill Vibe. I just noticed him online originally, just creating a lot of noise. He was named Rapper of the Year for in Toronto, 2016. Mm-hmm. He was runner-up to Drake, actually. And I just saw the noise he was making, and I was like, this is a guy that I connect with. So I originally had him on the What Do You Saying podcast when I was doing the podcast thing.
Yeah.
And we interviewed him and connected with him, and everything just went well.
Phones are ringing. It's like we're a telethon.
We should answer it on.
We're at a telethon here. Hello. Oh, you never know. Never answer the phone when you're on the air, man. You never know what's going to happen like that. These things are actually supposed to not ring through when the mics are on, but it's campus radio. Things happen, so makes for conversation, right?
No, I love it.
So now you said you like to think big when you make a single, right? So you got the piece together, well produced, well written. You got a good guest on there. People are going to notice. So what is it that you have to do with it now? Like, where do you go from here now that it exists in the world?
Well, the reason why it's doing so I think it's done well in the last week, is I like to go where the eyes are, and marketing is a really important thing for me.
Yeah.
So on my social platform, social media, I always talk about the importance of, online marketing, and that's a real way that I think you can build an audience, just because that's what I've done. I've never been a huge, I'm not playing at bars every week and that kind of thing. And
yeah.
If you're doing that, that's cool. I've just always, I see how quickly new fans can be created through the online platform. So I've gone full on social media platforms.
Yeah. And you're doing a good job of it too. I mean, you've been getting a lot of notice, and just the views you're picking up on YouTube are pretty massive for some of those tracks you've done. So for this, it's going to be even bigger.
Yeah, I think on YouTube we're close to 30,000, and we're almost at 500,000 on Facebook. So for me, that's the biggest and quickest I've ever gotten a response. I can't be happier. So I don't know, it's going well.
That's great, man. That's super cool. Now, you mentioned you're not out and playing the clubs and stuff like that, but is that something that's in mind, like putting together a live set and bringing that out a bit more? I mean, now that you're stepping out, you're gonna you got to think about those things, right? So
yeah, definitely. And you know what? I'm on a show in London later today.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing, a live acoustic version of this song. So you're going to slowly start to see that aspect of me come out, because at the end of the day, I write all of my songs on an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I've just always, when I'm performing, I've always brought along an acoustic guitar player, because I love specialization. And I know dudes who are way more passionate about just playing the guitar,
Mm-hmm.
I love writing and singing more than the guitar. And that's cool. I mean, I love everything, but those are my babies.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what you're into. But speaking of what you're into, man, you've been into a lot of things lately. So last time I saw you in person, you were doing the What Do You Say in the podcast. You're still doing that.
So actually now my friend Mike he's fully taken over.
Oh,
There's just been too many things that I need to kind of pick what I'm doing, and he's doing a great job on his own. So
well, then you started working with Canadian Hamilton musician.
Yes.
Now you've been doing, so you took over. You took my spot. You warmed up to it with the blogging, and now you are talking to all kinds of different artists. And you interviewed Arkells, I think, and a couple of others.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did Arkells Monster Truck for Hamilton stuff.
Yep.
One of my favorite was Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a huge business inspiration of mine. So to talk to him was super surreal. And yeah, when I started doing that, so many people were like, "Oh, so you're becoming a journalist? That's fantastic!" And hey, if I wanted to do that, I would say it, but I like to brand it more as, there's not enough artists who genuinely care about other artists.
Yeah.
And that's just what I want to do. I don't think people realize the importance of media and letting people see your stuff. So I want to share that with other artists, and I think people just aren't used to that, and they're like, "You're a journalist now."
And you're like, no, you don't think of it that way, right? You're thinking it's just like, as an artist to an artist, sharing each other's art and putting it out there and giving another outlet for people to do that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and you have to be an entrepreneur too, and if you want to make this a career, you got to dabble in other places. I always say the days of making a song sitting in the studio are just, it's not enough anymore.
No. And I don't know that it's been that way for a while, man. I mean, it's hard, and there's so many different angles you got to think about nowadays in terms of getting your stuff out there. It's a lot. So
yeah, and I'm also blessed to have, a great team working with me. I definitely don't have all of whatever has happened so far without teams like, I'm working with the group One New Era.
Yep.
And they've really helped with the online promotion of stuff.
And that's just Anthony and
Joanna.
And Joanna, yeah.
Yeah. So they've built this, online platform. They're helping with the promotion, and they've helped me connect with a videographer. And it's been great. You can't do it without a team. It's you can only do so much yourself. You have a maximum,
Yeah, absolutely. It's well, you could do it if you could not sleep.
Yeah, I'm trying that. I'm at my max.
You got a major coffee in front of you right now, and people can't see this, but that's a big beverage. So I can understand. So what happens now? You got the single out, and you're working that on social media. Is it part of a series of songs that are coming out? You got anything else ready in the wings yet? Are you to work on this one for a little while longer before you even think about that?
Like, I have a bunch of music recorded. I have in mind a second single, what I want to release.
Yeah.
And it's funny that every time you just release a song, some people are like, so what's next?
Oh, yeah, right?
I'm really trying to, focus on the now. I would say, yeah, there's a lot of music. This is going to eventually turn into an EP.
Cool.
But I'm trying to just soak in this single and, get it as far as I can, sort of
thing. Absolutely. Well, why don't we we'll come back and say goodbye, but let's embarrass you by making you listen to your own music. Let's check out the single right now. This is WithoutChya, Dre Pao featuring Ill Vibe, and this is 93.3 CFMU.
I'm talking to you. There's a million mistakes in my past that I made, but today I swear it's just you. It's you. So I'll dance 'cause it's not my fault. The voice in your head, you take it all wrong. I hate to be the one to call and go on without you. Take it all. The world keeps spinning about with or without you. It's on you. Pardon me, what's in your mind? It's on you. I will bleed with or without you. There's nothing to lose. Don't expect a confession from someone who's stepping too far. I swear they gonna fall. It's you. I keep dancing, it's not my fault. The voice in your head, you take it all wrong. I hate to be the one to call and go on without you. Take it all. The world keeps spinning about with or without you. It's on you. Pardon me, what's in your mind? It's on you.
But I don't need that. I'm out, baby, so relax. I'ma catch you on the flip like a B-track. I was beside you when you wanted, you get caught on me, mama, I would be right through. I was right, I ain't met nobody deep like you. Now she off the deep end while I piece ice cold like the shoulder when I dropped in this song. But you don't really know what you got till it's gone.
The voice in your head, you take it all wrong. I hate to be the one to call and go on without you. Take it all. The world keeps spinning about with or without you. The voice in your head, you take it all wrong. I hate to be the one to call and go on without you. Take it all. The world keeps spinning about with or without you. It's on you. Pardon me, what's in your mind? It's on you. I will bleed with or without you.
Without you, girl. Without you, girl.
With or without you.
Without you, girl. Without you, girl.
With or without you.
Without you, girl. Without you, girl.
With or without you.
Debut single from Dre Pao, and he's here in the room with us right now. And nice job, man.
Thanks, man. It means a lot.
Well, it's cool, and I've said this to you a bunch of times, but I'll say it again for anyone who's listening, is the fact that when we think about independent music, a lot of people have a certain style of music in mind, right? They don't think about people making stuff that might be what you call pop independently, because you don't hear a lot of it, right? Like, you tune in CFMU and you'll hear punk or metal or even hip-hop or indie rock sounding stuff that's all been put out, self-produced and put out there. But when we think of stuff that's maybe got more of an international vibe or a pop vibe, we think Virgin, and they're not playing any indie artists, right? They're only playing the hugest of the huge. So it's cool to see that Hamilton, all styles of music are alive and well in Hamilton, and there's this new trend of people doing stuff that's more pop-minded or more internationally minded, like you and like the Chromac, that thing that we played, right? I mean, these are tracks that it's a part of what happens in Hamilton musically, but I think it's a part, maybe because, as you say, you don't play clubs and stuff too much, like those fans of live music wouldn't know about it so much, but the internet has given you, the tools to do your thing on your own, as good as anybody else, and get it out there as well, right? So it's kind of cool. It's a neat thing that's starting to happen.
Well, thanks, man. I think there are other artists too, even in Hamilton, that really want to do the pop thing. But I think it's like you said, that the radio is really dominated by a lot of those major label people. And
oh yeah,
it can be discouraging that you're like, I want to go the easier, safe route. And I think that's what, I like a challenge. I like every time someone says like, I wouldn't do that, it makes me think, no one's ever done it. If I do it, there could be some great things, or there could be some great rewards. So I like trying things. I like trying and taking risks, and I just hope people connect with the song. And I think at the end of the day, good art succeeds,
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping happens with this song.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, let's tell people how they can follow you online and also where they can pick up the single.
You could pick up the single absolutely everywhere that sells music. It's it's on the Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play. You can watch the video. Oh my God, my voice. You can watch the video on YouTube and on Facebook. DrePaomusic.com is the place that will take you everywhere you need to go.
Excellent. And, we're going to have you back on the show when the next single comes out.
Yeah,
and but in the meantime, with this one, I wish you the best of luck. And not that you need it, because obviously you got luck. You're handling that, so that's great. And you're off to London today, you said?
Yeah, I'm off to London, and then I'm off to Toronto tonight. It's a busy day. I'm on a show called Sex with Dr. Carlin. She's a sexologist. We're going to talk about relationships, because that's what really fueled this song. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know you're a big supporter of arts in Hamilton. Last night was the Hamilton Arts Awards. I was nominated, did not win, but that's okay.
Well, congrats on the nomination.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was cool. It was a fun event, and we were treated to a 3-song set by this hip-hop fella. His name's M.A. This is 7th, and this is 93.3 CFMU. Thanks for being on, man.
Thank you so much, man.